Welcome to Jurassic Park, a theme park with living dinosaurs. What can go wrong? Hello everybody, I'm Jay Mere and welcome to a new ranking video. And this time I really want to talk about the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World movies. And I'm in the mood for doing a ranking video. And I was thinking what franchise I'm gonna do. And seeing last summer the Jurassic World Rebirth movie came out, and I was really liking that movie. I thought, let's talk about all the dinosaur movies. Let's talk about the Jurassic Park movies and the Jurassic World movies. And let's rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. Yes, Jurassic Park. And fun fact, actually two fun facts. This is the only franchise from the classic franchises, like the new franchises I am really up to date, but this is a franchise that I have seen every movie in theaters. And that was actually quite of a challenge because two of these movies came out before I was born. So the first movie, that was not a big problem. That's a movie, that's a classic. Every once over 2 years they are re-releasing it in theaters and you have a chance to watch it. So one of these chances I took and I saw it. Now the real challenge was the second movie, The Lost World Jurassic Park. That's a movie that there are not many chances you have to watch it in theaters. They are not really releasing that one as much as the first one. And that's because it's not really regarded as a classic as the first movie is seen as a classic. When the second movie came out, there was a bit of critique. It was not as good as the first movie. And that's probably the reason you don't really have a lot of opportunities to see this on the big screen. But in 2020, that year, there was not many big releases of new movies, so theaters had to be creative. And one of the theaters here in Ghent had the idea to re-release The Lost World Jurassic Park, and I was really happy. Yes, I have an opportunity to see this movie on the big screen, and I did. So now I have seen all 7 of these movies on the big screen, and that's the only franchise that I managed to do so. Like, I didn't manage to do so with the Pirates movies or with Harry Potter or Indiana Jones, but with Jurassic Park I did. And another fun fact is Jurassic Park 3 is the first movie I ever saw in theaters. And I believe I was just 4 years old, and perhaps that movie is one of the reasons why I am so into dinosaurs and maybe even horror as well. Anyhow, let's talk about each one of them, and let's start with the bad ones, because this franchise has 2 movies that I don't like. So at number 7 we have Fallen Kingdom. Yes, this is my least favorite of this franchise. This is also with other people's least favorite or one above that. I think Dominion is probably a bit hated more than Fallen Kingdom. But for me, Fallen Kingdom I really dislike. And usually I always try to find something good in a movie. Something that I like in a movie, something that is worth my time. With Fallen Kingdom I really had a lot of troubles finding something that I like in this movie. I really dislike this movie. There is nothing that I can say positive about it. This was one of the worst movies of 2018. It's a competition with The Predator, and other movie that I really despise. But Fallen Kingdom, the first half, we are back on the island, but everything goes horribly wrong. And the problem I have with this first half is that we see a lot of dinosaurs dying, and it is such a sad sequences, and it makes the first half so unwatchable for me. And then the second half of this movie, we are in this mansion, and it's basically a dinosaur auction illegally, and things go bad. And basically I don't care for anything what's happening in this mansion, and there are some stupid things um, in this story. I was like, what's going on in this movie? What's all this about? So no, Fallen Kingdom, absolutely not a fan of this movie. So easily my least favorite of this franchise. At number 6 we have Dominion. Dominion, compared with Fallen Kingdom, I was actually okay with this movie. Nothing really that offended me that much, but also not really things that entertained me as well. Dominion was just an okay conclusion, but I expected a bit more. The problem with Dominion is that it was basically a bit false marketing. They at the end of Fallen Kingdom, they promised us a world, the Jurassic World basically, a world run by dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are the new power in the world. Not really that much when we started Dominion. No. Basically the Locust was in control in this movie. The Locust, not the dinosaurs. So they did not give us the movie they were promised us. And that's a shame. What we got was, first of all, like a Mission Impossible movie with dinosaurs. What was going on? That is nonsense. And then we go to a separate location again, and basically the same old that we used to see. But everything I saw, the action scenes were okay, the characters were fun. It's an okay movie, but it could have been a lot better. So these two are basically the only ones that I don't really like, do not really rewatch that often. So let's go to number 5. And let's go for a first shocker maybe. At number 5 I'm gonna place the Jurassic World movie. Yes, the reboot of the franchise. And this is basically like Jurassic Park, but when Jurassic Park was actually open for the audience, for people, yeah. And then things go wrong when there are already people in the park. So the park was doing well for quite a few time, which we never saw in the Jurassic Park movie. That was cool, that was interesting, but it also feels like the Jurassic Park movie again, but 20 years later. But it is fine, it's a really enjoyable movie, like seeing it, cool sequences, really like the raptors with Blue and his crew. The new characters were fun, but I really don't care that much for all the Jurassic World movies. And that's also because something that was introduced in this movie, and that's the mutation dinosaurs. They wanted to create something new, a new dinosaur, a mutant. And this mutant basically is the cause of every problem that is happening. And that goes on in Fallen Kingdom, in Dominion, and even in the new one in Rebirth. And I really don't like this plot choice for the coming movies. So that's all started in this movie. But why is number 5? Is because I see myself rewatching the other 4 a bit more than this one. Like, this movie came out in 2015, 10 years ago. And in these 10 years, I only saw this movie twice. And that's actually not that much. So that also has to say something about the movie. But it's an entertainment movie. I really had my enjoyment when I saw it for the first time on the big screen. Anyhow, at number 4, and this is actually my favorite of the Jurassic World movies, and that's maybe another shocker, and that's Rebirth. Yes, I actually liked Rebirth. I don't think it's all that great, but the things they gave me in this movie, I actually enjoyed. I really enjoyed the story of these characters, trying to collect DNA from some of the biggest animals on this planet, and was really enjoyed to see this crew in action, how they are trying to get this DNA from these dinosaurs, from the sea dino. Great sequence on the boat, that was really cool. The flying dinos are back. We have the Spinosaurus again. I'm really big fan of the Spinosaurus, so very happy to see him return. since the third movie, so that was cool. The movie actually looked beautiful. Was also again on the adventure, on the survival. That was something that I have missed in the other Jurassic World movies, and that is something that I got in this movie. So that also a big plus. Yeah, the complaint is still the mutant dinosaur. I don't really think the mutants are necessary in this franchise, but they started it, so they can continue with it anyhow. So, but in this one, I actually didn't mind, and that also because I feel like the mutant dinosaur was not much in control in this movie. I feel like the other dinosaurs, the classic dinosaurs, were still the main focus. And this mutant dinosaur was actually a big idiot, so that's probably a good thing to make the mutant an idiot. That was good. So Rebirth, I actually pretty much enjoyed it, but I really enjoyed Jurassic Park movies more than the World movies. And then number 3, also not really a big fan favorite, but I adore this movie, and that's Jurassic Park 3. Maybe because of the fact that this was the first movie I saw in the theaters. Maybe it has something to do that this has more a horror vibe compared to the others. It's also the shortest movie. It's really fast paced. Really like the dinosaurs in this movies. The flying dinosaurs. I don't know how to pronounce that name. They have a really difficult name. I'm not gonna try. The Spinosaurus. It's really cool. The movie has some issues like the talking raptor. It's not that interesting. Some characters are annoying actually, but all in all, it is a movie that I love to rewatch. I rewatch it quite often. It's an adventure survival story that I really adore, and I really like that this was more focused on Sam Neill, his character, Dr. Grant, and was also fun to see William H. Macy in this movie. But my latest rewatch that I did this year was a bit of a strange experience, because I'm also watching the show Shameless, which is also starring William H. Macy as Frank Gallagher. Quite a unique television character. But when you are halfway Shameless and then you decide to give a rewatch of Jurassic Park 3, word of advice, don't do that. Because when I saw rewatch Jurassic Park 3, all I saw was Frank Gallagher with some dinosaurs, and that was really weird. Anyhow, Jurassic Park 3, I always love this movie, and I always will love this movie. And then number 2, yet another shocker, I have the classic Jurassic Park. Yes, this is not my favorite, but I really like this movie. This is a movie that I saw so many times as a kid. I adore this movie. I love a lot of sequences. The only thing that it's keeping from number 1, that my actual number 1 doesn't have, is that the first movie explains a lot, especially in the first half. There are a lot of discussions about the park, about the dinosaurs. They are explaining some of the science and such, and the movie for me always gets interesting when the things go wrong in the park. Then so it really kicks in. But all in all, I really love Jurassic Park. It's a classic for a reason. It's one of Steven Spielberg, his best movies. But personally, for me, I have always loved The Lost World Jurassic Park. And that's also why I'm so glad that I finally had the chance to see it on the big screen. Sure, this movie has also some issues, things that are plot holes, but the action is bigger, less explaining, more characters, more dinosaur action, great scenes with the raptors, with the T-Rexes, especially when their whole car is on the edge, trying to fall, and they're trying on the rope to survive, while 2 T-Rexes are waiting on them. Great stuff. The Lost World has so many great stuff, so many scenes that I enjoyed, and also one of the movies that I saw so many times as a kid, and I enjoyed every time. Also love the characters, some new characters. It's just an amazing movie. It's definitely one of my maybe top 100 favorite movies of all time. It's a movie that I can watch anytime and have a blast with it. I love The Lost World. Maybe not everyone's favorite, I know it's a bit lower on other people's list, but it's just so entertaining for me, and that's why it's my favorite movie of this franchise. So this was my ranking of all Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movies. Hope you enjoyed my ranking. Always be free to share your ranking of these movies below in the comments. Would love to read your ranking and where it differs. What's your favorite of this franchise? Please let me know. And if you want to see more rankings of me in the future, always be free to subscribe to my channel. And till the next time.